first, we had no issues. By October of 1966, things started to take a turn. Oh no! Was that an explosion? That most certainly was. Come on, Edward. Let's see what the matter is.
Is this true, Edward?
Yes, as Percy tells it, his boiler exploded.
May he rest in peace.
Indeed, and what made it worse was the date he died, Halloween night, and also the same night Thomas died. And yet some people are still wondering why I despise Halloween.
But how did he die? I don't understand.
Well, he was coughing a lot before, so... Sabotage with child of a killed god. He did have a fiancée. Not again!
No, I have a better explanation.
Tell me, Percy.
You know the god that died in the winter, Bruce Wayne?
Yes? You know he had a fiancée? Yes, and... What if she's sabotaging the railway for the death of her soon-to-have-been husband? You know, Peckett was the engine that I crashed into where Bruce Wayne was. Maybe she put a bomb inside Peckett and set it off while he was leaving the harbour. And what made it worse, what was I saw a woman behind a crate. Huh. You know, that's actually a very good explanation. It can be possible. And scary. What if he's after me next? I'm going to die!
No, you won't. I will report this to the police and a proper investigation will be conducted.
I was as good as my word. I immediately told the police and took Wayne's fiancée, Julia, for questioning, and she swore she was innocent and had no weapons or explosives. But us engines weren't sure.
However, the woman Percy had claimed to see was revealed to be the harbour master's wife. However, still, that wasn't enough evidence until the police investigation was completed. We all kept our eyes peeled for any other sabotages, and thankfully, there were none. After the investigation was completed, Wayne's fiancée was revealed to be innocent. Percy's theory turned out to be wrong.
Nope, it ain't Wayne's fiancée.
So I'm safe.
Yes, you are.
Oh, what a relief.
But that begs the question, why did Peckett explode? Peckett, you are definitely not okay now. Rubbish! Oh, God! Oh no! That doesn't sound good. His boiler exploded. It was making some bad noises, so that must be the case. But... What's wrong, Barry?
Just a little cough. I didn't clean my smoke box. Maybe that's what.
I don't know. Could be. Ow, what is it, Barry? I feel fine inside. Ow! I feel hot as a roasted chicken. Exactly yesterday. You're fine. No! I'm not! I'm hot! My engine will overheat! No, it won't. You'll be fine. Oh dear! I'm going to burst! I'm going to... What happened?
He had an extreme case of metal fatigue, so severe it only took one burst of the engine and he bit the farm. I knew there was a reason he was coughing. He told me he hadn't cleaned his smoke box. When piecing the information together, this brings back some very painful memories. My wife Cadnis died the same way, remember? And what day is it today? November 5th. She died 5 years and 2 weeks ago. Weren't you married in 1951? It was a slip of the tongue. It was actually 1961. I see. Don't tell me you're coughing as well, Edward. Rob, it's just a cough. Yes, and metal fatigue is just metal fatigue. Peckett and Barry both had coughs. Peckett and Barry both exploded the same way, and Barry was revealed to have metal fatigue. It really cannot be a coincidence. Given that you're now coughing, twice is a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. But how do I have metal fatigue? I wasn't overworking myself. It's SDC. I read in a newspaper by BR last week about an event that happened on the mainland. An engine who had SDC exploded due to metal fatigue. And shockingly, BR is still willing to continue this experiment. As to them, it was just an accident. But I don't know if they'll continue now. What was intended as a way to save steam engines ended up in me murdering them. Good Lord, what have I done? Edward, get all the engines that have had the SDC operation, including you. We need to get that motor out, now. But who's going to be in charge of the railway? Don't worry, Sir Topham Hatt is returning tomorrow and his son Charles will be controller. Now please get the engines. Yes, Mr. Hall. Alright, engines, listen up. The reason behind Barry and Peckett's deaths have been revealed. The engine inside your boiler has caused them to die by explosion. So we need to be turned back into steam engines. But Edward, who's going to be doing our jobs? I only know that Kate will work on Thomas's branch line pulling Annie and Clarabelle. I haven't found any other replacements. Hey, Orson, hey! What do you want? This is an emergency. Please, can you take over James's work while he gets his engine removed? It has caused problems, you see. Finally, something to do. Working at the docks is so boring. Yes, sir. Right, that's one down. Hey, Sam! What? You know what? Silly, of course I don't know what. If you don't tell me what is. Ugh, it's an emergency. You have to do Percy's work, pulling a goods train. Alright, I'm off. Excellent. Right, engines, let's get that shit out of your boilers. Right, Edward is finished and ready to go.
Right then.
Sir Charles? Yes, it's me, son of Sir Topham Hatt. You're now fixed up, Edward. How do you feel? To be completely honest, sir, different. Now the heat of my firebox feels different, and puffing smoke again now feels kinda weird. And who are you? And my apologies, but where is Mr. Hall? He is in prison for manslaughter. He'll be there for 3 years. Until then, this is his replacement, Mrs. Jasmine Hunter.
Good morning, Edward. It's amazing to meet you. You're my favorite character in Wilbur Tawdry's Railway series, and meeting you in person is amazing. Greetings, ma'am.
It's a real pleasure meeting a fan.
A big one. My parents read Wilbert's books to me and my siblings when we were children, and we even watched the BBC adaptation. There was a BBC adaptation of the Railway series? Quite so, in 1953. Was it any good? It didn't go too well. My sister wanted me to ask you this. Is it true that Henry stayed in the tunnel just because he didn't want his paint to get wet in the rain? And is it true that he derailed and a massive hand put him back on the rails? No and no. Some stories in Wilbur's books are fictional. He hid in the tunnel during the Blitz. We can't have that in a kid's book. And what is it about the hand again?
When watching the episode, we saw Henry derail and a crew member's hand lifted him back on the rails again.
My brother Stanley even made a poem about it, because he's a poet. It goes like this. Once an engine attached to a train was afraid of a few drops of rain. The points weren't set right, it came off with a fright, and a hand put it back on again. My sister thought it was real. I told her it isn't, and she wanted me to ask you personally if the hand was true. Me and my brother know that it was just a crew member lifting a derailed Hornby Henry on the track again. Must have been. It sounds like a very cheap show. I assume it was cancelled. Yes, it was. I love this job because I get to repair and restore the engines to their former glory once they've crashed or need repairs. I honestly don't want you to leave. I want you to stay here forever. You sound like a nice woman. Don't worry, I have a permanent contract. Don't I, Charles?
Indeed, she has been very useful fixing James, Percy, and Jimmy. Wait. I just realized something. What about Percy? What about Jimmy? And what about James? Are they okay? Percy and Jimmy's conversion are near completion and will be finished within a few days. James, on the other hand, has metal fatigue. What? How bad is it? Fortunately, it's very minimal and his overhaul is near completion. Even so, I hope he survives. Fortunately, James survived his overhaul, and to this day, he works just as hard as he did before, but now as a steamy. I'm pleased to say Jasmine was even better than Hall. She fixed his engines and was an absolute dear to us all, and she didn't murder. As for us engines, while it got some getting used to being steamies again, we would rather get used to something than die. As for Sir Charles, he was just as good as his father, working hard to make everything spick and span. However, I must mention what he did once being controller. I told him everything that had happened, and he appreciated me for running the railway well, and even appreciated my punishment towards Francis, and permanently sent him away. A funeral for Percy and Barry was also had. Their remains were taken to the scrapyard and melted down. We were sad losing close friends, yet persevered and moved on after helping each other and counselling from Albert. Orson took over Barry's jobs and did his jobs well, and Sam took over Peckett's duties as a shunter. She also did a good job, and being close and long-time friends, she made sure she was as good as her closest friend. And once Mr. Hall got out of jail, Sir Charles hired him back. He was reluctant at first, given the fact that, while he didn't intend to murder 2 engines, he did do it. However, he promised that he would never do that again. He, alongside Mrs. Hunter, worked hard at Croven's Gate. But in that 4-year time gap, there were lots more adventures. But those are stories for another day.